A mother is shocked after she says her babysitter hit her child so hard it left marks, and now the Department of Family and Protective Services is investigating that incident.
As it turns out, the babysitter also works at a daycare. CBS 7's Matt Rist uncovers details on the alleged incident. Matt, what's the latest on this investigation?
Jay Tatum, first I want to make it clear that the alleged incident happened at the family's home, not at the daycare where the babysitter worked. Now, according to the reporting statement given to Child Protective Services, the child said the babysitter slapped him so hard his nose was bleeding. But the abuse didn't stop there, as the babysitter even slapped him again in front of witnesses when confronted about those bruises. With 4 kids, single mom Brittany works nights, depending on her babysitter to take care of the kids and get them to their daycare.
You put your kids in someone else's hands and put their lives in someone else's hands, and you never expect something like this to happen. She works in a daycare facility. You wouldn't think that somebody working around children would have such anger toward a single child.
Last week, the babysitter dropped 4-year-old Bronx at his Midland daycare with bruises on his face, arm, and butt.
It was weird because my son had told me in the morning, my 5-year-old, that the babysitter beat up his brother and gave him a bloody nose.
CBS 7 received exclusive copies of the statement the daycare made to CPS. They said the bruise was so big it covered the whole side of his face into his hair. The daycare confronted the babysitter, saying they would have to call CPS. The babysitter pleaded with them not to. According to another daycare employee, the babysitter admitted she slapped the little boy, but, quote, it wasn't hard enough to leave marks. She then slapped the boy again on his face twice in front of the workers.
Devastated. Devastated. I don't know how anybody could harm an innocent child, and especially my own. You know, I hope that she gets time served. You know, I mean, she needs to be punished for what she did to an innocent child.
Child Protective Services confirms the babysitter works at Animal Crackers Learning Center, but she's been suspended after the allegations of physical abuse. Meantime, the children's daycare, Cottage of Mama Bears, is also mentioned in part of the investigation because they reported the incident when the child was dropped off.
I mean, yeah, you can trust your family, but leaving your children with other people is not an option. I mean, unless you really, really, really know these people, don't leave your children unattended with somebody that you kind of know.
Late today, Animal Crackers Learning Center says they fired the employee as soon as they were notified. They add that CPS never told them why they were there, only that the employee could no longer be around children. They say they do thorough background checks before hiring. Now, the morning that the babysitter dropped the child off at his daycare, she was confronted about the bruises. She first said the child fell while riding bikes at the daycare the previous day. The daycare replied, "We did not ride bikes yesterday." Now, we're choosing to withhold the name of the 23-year-old babysitter because an arrest has not yet been made. Police say only the case is under investigation.
Matt, do you know yet what provoked this kind of abuse?
Tatum, according to statements from the children, the babysitter was upset because the 4-year-old squeezed out a bottle of lotion.